Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the ThreeZero Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the movie 1/6 scale collectible figure, Michelangelo. So we already looked at Leonardo, and we found out he was a really cool figure. They did a pretty good job with most of the figure, so that's awesome. And now we have Michelangelo to take a look at as well. He's a little bit smaller, comes with another accessory, and he's a little bit different, but still pretty cool and still has a couple problems, so we're going to talk about all of that good stuff. So if you're looking forward to this figure, this is the review you want to take a look at. So let's get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, so this guy stands exactly 12 inches tall, which makes him just about 30 and a half centimeters. So he's a little bit shorter than Leo. He's pretty much in line with your standard human male 6 scale figure, which is pretty accurate. That's how he looks in the movie, so that's pretty good. And as far as accessories go, we have the necklace right here. This is an actual bead necklace. All of those little pieces are actual beads, so that's pretty cool. And then we have these sunglasses. They're not functional, but they do have the translucent plastic in there, so that's cool. Then we have another necklace up here, which is just a soft rubber with a thing at the end, but that's okay, that's cool. So those are technically accessories. Obviously the nunchucks are accessories, and then we have some interchangeable hands. We have the 2 gripping hands that you can see on the figure right there. Then we have 2 fist hands and 2 kind of loose relaxed hands, or kind of a looser grip type of hand. So either way, you can use those however you want. And then we also have the skateboard, which has a load of detail in it. It looks really nice. We have lots of little like decals and things, lots of paint work and sculpt work, and it looks like it has functional shocks, but it does not. Those are fixed. The only functional thing on this thing is the wheels. So it looks really cool. It'll make for a cool display piece, but don't expect it to function. Don't push on it, you will break it. Now, as far as the figure goes, it's designed similarly to Leonardo. Obviously, the head is on the same type of joint. All of the cloth parts are actually cloth. This sweatshirt that's tied around his waist is actually like a little tiny sweatshirt. I mean, they did a really good job getting all of that stuff done. You can see we have the different materials for the straps on his back. That's cool. We have extra duct tape up here, which looks like actual little pieces of duct tape. Same thing for the legs down here. Just lots of really cool details. And then we have the kind of ropes around the strap here, the buckles on there. Very, very nice looking figure. As far as articulation goes, it's all about the same. His head can move side to side. He might even have better range though, because he's a little narrower. So that's pretty good. You can make him look pretty much however you want to. I will note that the lump on his neck that I mentioned for Leonardo, this up here, it's a little more pronounced on Mikey. I think because his head's so much smaller. Maybe not so much, but it's a little bit smaller at least. So that looks a little bit odd. So you have to be mindful of that when you're posing him, but it shouldn't be a big deal. As far as the shoulders go, same deal. They can come all the way out to the side using that internal articulation. We'll talk about that in a second on the hand. But when you pose him, you can see the anatomy just becomes a mess. It just starts getting folded in. Leo's didn't have that much of an issue for the shoulders, but he had really bad elbows. Now, Mikey's shoulders aren't great. Good range of motion, but they do end up getting kind of ugly. You can give him good poses. I mean, the range is good, but that gets really bad. That bodysuit just does not work for the shoulders. However, on his elbow, it's not as bad. When you bend up his elbow, it folds a little bit more than I would like still. I still prefer the actual articulation, but it's not as bad, so I'm kind of okay with it. I think it looks all right. Now, we do have one issue with him, and I don't know if this is a common issue, but it seems that his hand, at least this hand, likes to fall off. I've had that happen to me twice now. I don't know why. I put it on, but then it pops off a little bit too easily, I think. That being said, it's a single ball peg, and it does give you good range. It's just once you start to move it, you might end up with a loose hand, like that. So be aware of that. And the other problem with that is it has this little chain, which has to go around his wrist. I'm just going to loop it up real quick and put it back on there. And once his hand falls off, the chain falls off. So it's kind of a bummer. It's kind of a pain in the butt when you're posing him. And we'll just leave it like that. So it's all right. It's got the range. It doesn't look terrible, but it does have some inherent problems. Now, his torso is a little bit better than Leonardo's because he's got a lot less going on here. It's just a single ball peg, but you can lean him pretty far forward. Not so far back, but you can go a little bit. And then side to side, no problem at all. Really nice range and full rotation. So if you want to put them in a little bit more of a dynamic pose, you really shouldn't have too much trouble doing that. And having the sweatshirt there really hides that joint. And this is all soft on the outside, so you shouldn't have too much trouble posing him at all. Now, one of the other issues with this guy, which I don't really understand, is that his pants are rubber instead of cloth. Not sure why they did that. They are obviously much thicker and much more restrictive, being the rubber material. When you bring his leg forward, you really can't. You can see it starts to bunch up and it really resists the articulation. Bring it out to the side, not so much of an issue. So you can probably finagle a pose out of that. Just be aware that bringing it forward will be a problem. And that's on the leg with the short pants. I'll show you the long side in just a second. The thigh swivel works just fine underneath the pants though, so that's good. Now on this side, let's see. Yeah, we got nothing. Nothing happening trying to go forward. I don't want to force it. Out to the side, still not too bad, but it does get a little bit bunchy if you look at the side of the leg. So it's not a great design to have that there. Thigh swivel still works pretty well, but you really can't use it because the pants go all the way down past the knee. Now, as far as the knee articulation goes, it's the same as Leo's. So you have that hinge inside, but having that full pant leg on there really bunches up, and it's really not a good idea to do that because it's really ugly. You can see how fat it just poofs right out. So really not good on that side. The pants look good with the duct tape and wraps and things, but not functional. On this side, perfectly functional, no problem at all. And then lastly, just like on Leonardo, we have the ankle articulation. Mikey's is just a little bit better. It's got a little bit better range. Forward, back, side to side. It's another double ball peg, so you can finagle it and get him to stand pretty well, but don't expect to put the feet in too crazy of a pose, which is, just like I said for Leonardo, you know, there's a reason figures are posed the way they're posed on the official websites. If you don't see the elbows being bent very much, you can guess that the elbows aren't going to bend very much. And then same thing for the ankles, that kind of thing. So all in all, it's a really cool figure. Does some stuff really well and some stuff not so well. So now you have the information at least to decide if you want to get one. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos every single day. We talk about action figures, custom figures, TV, movies, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.